Anda kembali menyaksikan Special Dialog dan akan kita lanjutkan perbincangan bersama dengan Mr. Partha Kabi, Managing Director of Maxus Indonesia. Mr. Partha Kabi, can you explain to us what is actually the general state of advertising spending at the moment in Indonesia?
Our estimates is that this year, 2016, the spends in the industry would be roughly about 33 trillion rupiah net.
Yes.
That is across TV, print, digital, and all of the media. So that's our estimate. But if you look at the last, let's say from 2011 to 2014, the average growth of spends in the industry was about 19 to 20% year on year. So it was pretty robust. 2015 was a bad year. We really had a tough time in terms of, primarily because of the exchange rate.
Yes.
And the devaluation of the currency. So 2015 was really bad. In fact, we didn't see any growth. The first 3 quarters was in fact negative growth. Q4 there was some revival. 2016 we feel will be better, and we are expecting about 10 to 13% growth over last year. So that's the size of the industry. Within that, TV is a large share. So of that 33 trillion, you will see TV is about 63-64% of the spends.
Wow.
Digital used to be very small, was about 2 or 3% 4-5 years ago. Today digital has a share of about 11%. So digital is growing really fast. All other media are pretty stagnant in terms of growth. So basically TV remains as the leader, and digital media is driving the growth.
How significant is it in terms of digital media? How significant is the growth within the past few years?
It's huge. So I mean, if you look at, like I said, 2011 we were about what, 2% was digital of
for
the
digital
spend.
Media only. Yeah.
But it's been growing because the base is small. You saw 100%, 200% growth in the first 2-3 years. Even now we're looking at about 50% growth every year. On digital, but the base is small, so it's growing from a small base.
But did you expect that? I mean, like for Indonesia?
You do actually. If you look at markets across the world, this is how digital has developed, and this is how it will be. It will continue to grow, but not at that pace every year. But there are complications within digital. People are.
What kind of complications?
You're trying to figure out, because there are just too many platforms, which have come up. You've got Facebook, Google, Snapchat, WeChat.
But there are a big
WhatsApp.
market out there,
True. But the biggest issue is that because it's so complex and evolving all the time, the spends on digital, I feel, has been very experimental. Clients and even agencies are not really sure. So we know TV very well. We know traditional media very well.
Yes. So this is something that you're still trying to learn.
You're trying to learn. You're trying to figure out, what is the right way to use this medium, because there are so many options, and what is the combination that works really well. So that's the challenge, I think, on digital.
But isn't that good though? As in for the media agency, then you have more platform and more.
It's challenging.
More challenges.
It's challenging, but it's good. So there are more questions than answers. But it's a growing medium, and we will find a way.
How far do you expect this growth to even increase in the next future?
Like I said, so today, I mean, earlier 4-5 years ago, it was 100% double-digit growth. I mean, doubling every year, but now it's about 50% every year. You would not expect that to grow by that much.
So do you think it is actually going to slow down?
Yeah, the rate of growth will slow down, but the share of digital will obviously increase.
And how does Indonesia position in this marketing spending in, say, Southeast Asia?
So Indonesia, the cost per spot is much lower than any other country. If you compare within Southeast Asia, it's much lower. But because it's a large market, so within Asia Pacific, you've got obviously India, China, Australia, and then probably Thailand and Indonesia. So Indonesia will probably be number 5 in terms of the size of the market.
Do you see it growing and to become even more competitive than the other countries in the near future?
Not really. It will continue to remain at that level unless because the other 3 markets are really large. You really can't compare to China, India, and Australia, because it is big. So Indonesia really won't. I mean, the spends won't cross those markets. But it'll remain at that level. Yeah, it'll catch up.
Okay, well, Mr. Partha, you have picked up a lot of new business lately. What do you think is fueling this new business drive?
A lot of things. I think the first thing is our ability to adapt to change. Like I said earlier, that is important for us. So that's one part. The other thing is our ability to understand the client's needs better than others. Okay, I think that's the second thing. The third thing is our strong planning capabilities, and we invested a lot on that. And it's very important in media to have fantastic tools to plan better and to navigate this change. The fourth thing is a division called Maxus ESP, which we developed 2 years ago. Entertainment, sports, and partnerships. That's the fun part of media. That's the innovative part of media. This is a unique part of media. We do unique new things within ESP. I think that's what we've got to the market, and that's the fourth thing which helps us. So under ESP, we have got 3 broad buckets of things that we do beyond the basic media planning and services, media planning and buying services we already do. ESP looks into, one is in the area of licensing. So, movie licensing. So for example, you have Hollywood movies and you have brands here who want to get associated with those movies. So for example, we did a plan with Polytron, one of our clients, and got them to tie up with Captain America. So you can use the images of that movie on the product or on the packaging, and then create a promotion around it. So that's movie licensing. So we have the capability to do that. We also do sports licensing under ESP, which is again talking to soccer clubs in EPL or from wherever in the world, or soccer stars, and we can get them to work with brands here. And the third part is celebrity licensing, which is the musicians or celebrity stars. So this whole licensing business is a big business, and it's innovative, it's new.
Yeah.
For brands. So that's one bucket. The second part is obviously the events and the activations, on ground stuff that we do with clients, apart from what we do on media. So that's the second part of ESP. And the third part really is content. And content is a big thing today, creating content. So whether the content is a TVC or a short film, or even to the extent of producing a TV program. So we work with brands and with media to create these things under content. So those are the new things that we're doing under ESP, which is our fourth really reason why I think we're picking up businesses, because clients like to see new things. The fifth thing really is a strong buying power, and like I said, Group M is big. Maxus as part of Group M. Group M is huge in terms of buying power. So the media pricing is very important for clients, and I think we definitely score very high on that within our competitors. So that's the fifth thing why I think we are picking up a lot of businesses. And last but not least, but the most important thing in our industry is people, and I think we've got very good quality people. So clients, when we go to pitch, clients are not really, they look at pricing, they look at planning, etc. But what they're really buying is your people. They're buying into your people. Yeah, your people, because that's our product. And that I think we have really good people. So clients want the right people and with the right skills to help their brands grow. And I think that's where we deliver very well. So combination of all that sort of is helping us to
and that equals to the right connection.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Partha, thank you. But we need to go on a break now. Special Dialog akan segera kembali. Tetaplah bersama kami.